know, this is a situation.
It's just this budget is so hard for us to have a good budget because with the quasi thing, it opens up different avenues, you know, there, you know, the vehicle insurances, everything, there could be savings there. And we just don't know, we're just presenting you with what today, with what we're functioning with what's going to cost.
And this isn't just Hawkins. This is EMS nationwide.
Yes. I just got an email right now, there's, our main cardiac, medication is a nationwide solution. So you can imagine just what that price will go to, just that.
We also have to remember there's a pretty long lead time on new trucks. You might stumble across one that somebody has that was ordered and not picked up and get it pretty quick, but if you're gonna order, it's gonna be 2 years out.
Our last one we ordered has 2 year lead time, and about 11 months later, the box said we've got one. Now that's us settling for not what we had set up, it's just settling for a vehicle.
All right, so what's the pleasure of the committee for Hawkins County EMS?
Do we wanna fund them with what we gave them last year and then explore grant options for a truck?
And I would say explore funding options for a trip. I mean, that's your motion.
I'll make that motion.
Okay, the motion's been made by Commissioner Palmer to fund EMS at last year's request with, the condition that we're going to seek out funding opportunities for an ambulance through county funds. Okay, is that right?
Yes.
Is there a second? Second. Thank you, Tom. Any further discussion?
So are we basically going to revisit the truck later? Is that what we're saying?
I think the key there is that instead of the EMS buying the truck, we're gonna buy the truck so that, and like I say, it's just dollars and cents, right?
Yeah.
If EMS was,
It's interesting both those two.
if EMS were to have an issue, we would be able to bring that vehicle back. It would be owned by the county.
So we're saying truck is an ambulance?
Yes.
So are we responsible for the repairs if we own it? Just curious.
How does that do for the remounts?
I think we were more of a lien holder than an actual owner. And so if anything was to go wrong as the lien holder, then you have first claims to that asset. Also, just thinking as we're sitting here discussing, we do have various opioid money, and some of those have to be approved. But in EMS, I don't know whether they're not actually part of our government, but we've looked at other entities before outside of the government. And if they're responding to EMS emergency calls, you could probably make an argument several of those are opioid related. It might be another place for us to explore earmarked reserve funds to benefit all of us. So, nothing definite there, but something worth exploring.
All right, any other discussion? The motion is to fund them at last year's request. Ms. Sarah, will you call the roll, please?
John Gibson,
Yes.
Joshua Gillum,
Yes.
Nancy Barker,
Yes.
Danny Ellis.
Yes.
Robbie Palmer,
Yes.
Jason Rose.
Yes.
And Tom Kern.
Yes.
7 yes, motion carried.
All right, we already, did senior citizens, correct?
Correct.
Library,
Is it okay with you?
thank you for coming, Mr. Hill.
Oh, thank you.
So, do you wanna take these one at a time, or do you want as a group?
Do as a group. I make a motion to go ahead and send these on at the requested funding, so to include that funding for the library system.
How much are they requesting?
10,500.
10,500?
So the motion is to send forward the request, the library's account, 56500-316 with the $10,500 increase request from the Hawkins County Library System. Is there a second?
Second.
Seconded by Ms. Barker. Any discussion?
They said they wanted to use that fund for security cameras and utilities.
any further discussion? Seeing none, Ms. Sarah, will you call the roll, please?
Joshua Gillum,
Yes.
Jason Roach,
Yes.
Robbie Palmer,
Yes.
Tom Kern,
Yes.
Nancy Barker,
Yes.
Danny Ellis,
Yes.
and John Gibson.
Yes.
7 yes, motion carries.
Contributions, other agencies, 58500-316, it looks like the only increase that we're looking at is, the YMCA, $5,000.
And they didn't show those either.
But is that Sherry Never?
Yeah.
That's Sherry,
Yeah.
and Sherry's been sick too, and I don't know if she was on that day, but I know she's been sick.
I'll make a motion that we move forward, and grant the $5,000 increase to YMCA, and the others at previous year funding.
Okay, so, motion's been made to send forward contributions to other agencies with the increase for $5,000 for YMCA. Is there a second? Seconded by Mr. Palmer. It's now open for discussion.
Do we have any idea what they are doing with that $5,000?
They actually, have started a new program for younger children, that, will start, the new school year, which is, right now they're only serving middle school and up, and they'll be serving 5-year-olds, 4
And it's countywide?
Yes, yes, they're open to anybody who wants to come.
Yeah, here it said these funds will be used to operate drivers allowed in Houston and Hawkins County.
I've seen that building, they have done an amazing job with that building.
And they pump the meals out there too.
Yeah, they 250 meals a day for kids.
And I'll tell you, when I lived in North Carolina, for a couple of years, I was a single dad over there, and a program, it wasn't YMCA, but it was a program similar to what they do here, and me as a single parent with no family support there, that was a lifesaver for me, because they kept my kids till 6, otherwise I would've been up the creek. And I know that's the story for a lot of working parents in the county, and for 40 grand, 45 grand, the services they provide, I'm very confident that they're offering that level of service to working people in this county.
And in addition, Ms. Medford is a certified teacher, and I know she does tutoring for a lot of our kids there as well, so.
Yeah.
If you haven't been out there, go out there, we redid the building for them, we let them have the building for, youth services in Hawkins County, let them have the building for $1 a year. And we did refurbish the whole building, and then what they have done to it since they've been out there, the outside, they got people to come in and paint, they got signage done. I mean, it is amazing what they get done, so it's a good investment, I think, for the children of our community.
All right, so that is the request. Any other discussions? Questions? Seeing none, Ms. Sarah, will you call the roll, please?
Robbie Palmer,
Yes.
Tom Kern,
Yes.
Joshua Gillum,
Yes.
Nancy Barker.
Yes.
John Gibson.
Yes.
Danny Ellis.
Yes.
And Jason Roach.
Yes.
7 yes, motion carries.
All right, so now moving on to contributions, miscellaneous account 58900-316.
Eric under Hawkins Habitat for Humanity, on occasion, I've run into them, they said they have yet to receive any of their ARPA funding. Can you verify that, or?
I'm sorry, there was ARPA funding appropriated for them already? Yes. No,
There was no ARPA money appropriate
Start selling.
to have that, no. I mean, they may have come to one of the original ad hoc committee meetings and presented something, but we never approved any money for them.
They did.
Yeah.
One other thing to remind the committee, when Cassandra came to present for Price Public Community Center, she did ask for us to add back that $500.
So, about where,
Was it 540?
Yeah, it was 540 to make it a whole 2,500.
if you wanna do that one separate, I'll go and make that motion, we add that back, it's on.
Okay, so the motion's been made to add $540 to Price Public Community Center's request, to move forward for calculation. Is there a second? Second by Mr. Palmer. Any discussion? Seeing none, all in favor of moving that forward for calculation purposes, let it be known by saying aye.
Aye.
All opposed, nay. Motion carries.
Mr. Gill, the Second Harvest Food Bank request, it says here as a new request. Did we
That's an
not
old,
vote that last year?
that's an old description.
Yeah, take that out. They were on there last year.
That's a copy and paste error.
I understand.
Anybody like to motion a group of them or specific ones? How would you like to do that? The Humane Society, out of the way, they're not requesting any extra funding.
I make a motion for the Humane Society and Beat the Heat, send both of those on.
All right, motion's been made to move forward Hawkins County Humane Society and Beat the Heat Alliance,
Second.
seconded by Mr. Gillum. Any further discussion on those two?
Where are we at with the Humane Society on their art?
They're done.
Release.
They got the last week.
So they received the full 250.
Have they said when they're gonna start building their building?
No.
If y'all find out, I'd like to see the progress.
So they receive the funds or you just approved to give them?
Got that, we just got the check.
For Humane Society, their ARPA money, they've received all their money. Okay, if there's no other questions, this is for the Hawkins County Humane Society and Heat Lines. Sarah, will you, let me do it this way. All in favor of moving those two forward, let it be known by saying aye.
Aye.
All opposed, nay. Motion carries. That leaves us Habitat for Humanity and Second Harvest Food Bank. Let's take Habitat for Humanity first. Anybody know?
82.
Was there any specific requests they have with this night?
I don't see one.
I don't see anything at all.
I remember when he came and spoke to me.
And it didn't say.
Bruce Meyer.
I'll go right down to that for 33,000.
Half an hour, you asked them. I mean, looking at their financials that they turn in, I don't see, large expenditures, that would require
donate to fund Habitat for Humanity at our previous year's funding. Seconded by Mr. Gibson. Any further discussion? Seeing none. All in favor of moving it forward last year's funding, let it be known by saying aye.
Aye.
All opposed, nay. Motion carries. Which leaves us with Second Harvest Food Bank. They are just.
118. They didn't have a representative show up, did they?
They came last year.
Yeah.
I remember coming last year, but not this year.
Well, last year was the first year we funded them.
Well,
Agency and securities, I think, has increased tremendously in Hawkins County over the past year, and if things continue on the trend that they're on, it's gonna continue. And they do give to, One Accord, all the food banks. I think they're helping one of Bulls Gap now,
not yet.
not yet, they've applied to them.
So
Not yet.
we have allocated money to Morganburg Community Association, which they say in their letter they're working with. Kind of makes me wonder if we're funding an association, funding two associations that help each other do the same thing.
So, Rogersville?
So in their letter,
Yeah, I see that in their agency.
Morganburg Community Association, we fund them, this year we fund them $4,900.
I think they have all the food banks, and why they listed that one, because I know they help Shepherd Center, I know they help
Yes, they listed, One Accord, four agencies, One Accord, Rogersville, Neighborly Mills, One Accord, Rogersville, Morganburg Community Association, and One Accord's Mercy Services of Churchill are the other agencies they have.
And what they do there is, when they get supplies of food, they bring them to those agencies. They distribute it.
When I was with United Way, the Second Harvest Food Bank would bring in food, and Morrisburg Community Center would come up and get a truckload full and distribute them, so I think that's what they're saying, they take it to their organization.
And I will tell you, they do come to Clinch once every month, or once every other month, something like that, and they do hand out lots of food to the community there, so I've seen them, we schedule them to come.
It looks like their impact that they're having throughout these different agencies, even though, some of them are children focused, veteran focused, senior, mobile pantries and partner agencies, I agree with what you said, Mr. Rich, about there. We possibly might be funding a couple of the same things, but I feel like for the impact that $5,000 would have, it would be worth the investment to do, so I make a motion to go ahead and set that as requested.
Mr. Gibson's made the motion to send this forward as requested, which would be a $2,500 increase to bring it to $5,000 for Second Harvest Food Bank. Is there a second? Seconded by Mr. Palmer. Any further discussion? Seeing none. All in favor of moving this forward as requested, let it be known by saying aye.
Aye.
All opposed, nay. Motion carries. Okay. Contracts with government agencies, First Tennessee Development District. There is no increase in request.
Make a motion to send it on for this year funding.
Thank you, Mr. Gill, seconded by Ms. Barker. Any discussion? Seeing none, all in favor of moving this forward, let it be known by saying aye.
Aye.
All opposed, nay. Motion carried. Contracts with, other public agencies, children's comprehensive services.
Make a motion, we send it on.
We're pretty much stuck with that.
Thank you, Mr. Gill.
Second.
Seconded by Ms. Barker, sorry. Any discussion? Seeing none, all in favor of moving this forward as requested, let it be known by saying aye. All opposed, nay. Motion carries. Number 3, contracts with government agencies, ETSU Forensic Center. And they're asking for an increase of $6,519.
That's an estimate.
An estimate of $6,519.
Guess we're stuck with that one too, or more.
Yes.
That's just the increase of doing business, I guess, for their services. Mr. Palmer has made a motion to send this forward, seconded by, I believe, Mr. Gibson got it. Any discussion? Seeing none, all in favor of moving this forward for calculation, let it be known by saying aye. All opposed, nay. Motion carries. Contracts with other public agencies, senior citizen assistance.
Is this the lady that came in and said they help people with their electric bills or something like that?
The very bottom piece is,
Yeah, the retired senior volunteer program.
Yeah.
through-
The rest of it is pretty much meals and transportation.
Is that the service center, the call service center?
I'll make a motion, we send both on with requested amounts.
Okay, the motion has been made to send both forward as requested. Is there a second?
I'll second.
Seconded by Mr. Gillum. Any further discussion? Seeing none, all in favor, let it be known by saying aye. All opposed, nay. Motion carries. Number 5, contract with other public agencies, Forest Service.
Motion to adjourn.
Thank you, Mr. Gibson. Seconded by Mr. Kern. Any discussion? Seeing none, all in favor of moving this forward as requested, let it be known by saying aye. All opposed, nay. Motion carries. First Tennessee Development District, County Sheriff District Programs. This is contracts with other public agencies.
So moved.
Thank you. Motion to move forward by Mr. Gibson, seconded by Ms. Barker. Any discussion? Seeing none, all in favor of moving it forward, let it be known by saying aye. All opposed, nay. Motion carries. All right, Ag Extension. Thank you, Mr. Palmer. Seconded by Ms. Barker. Any discussion? Seeing none, all in favor of moving forward the Agricultural Extension Office request, let it be known by saying aye. All opposed, nay. Motion carries. Soil Conservation. Thank you, Mr. Gibson, seconded by Ms. Barker. Any discussion? Seeing none. All in favor of moving soil conservation forward, let it be known by saying aye. All opposed, nay. Motion carries. 9 is Soil Conservation Office contribution for a part-time technician.
So moved.
Thank you, Mr. Gibson. Second by Ms. Barker. Any further discussion? Seeing none. All in favor of moving this request forward, let it be known by saying aye. All opposed, nay. Motion carries. Finally, Industrial Commission. We have 2 different pieces, the Wholesome Business Group and the East Tennessee Education Foundation.
I'll make a motion to move it on.
Motion by Ms. Barker to move it on as requested, seconded by Mr. Gillum. Any discussion? Seeing none. All in favor, let it be known by saying aye. All opposed, nay.
Nay.
Thank you. Motion, actually, let's do a roll call, Ms. Sarah, so we can.
John Gibson,
Yes.
Jason Rhodes,
Yes.
Danny Elvis,
No.
Joshua Gillum,
Yes.
Tom Kern,
yes.
Robert Palmer,
Yes.
Nancy Brown.
Yes.
6 yes, 1 no, motion carried. Thank you.
Okay, so that concludes contributions. Eric, I guess, what do we do now? Set the next meeting?
Yep.
How much time do you need? Can we do it tomorrow?
I saw smoke coming out of your chair right there.
How about the back half of next week or the very early the week following?
Friday the 3rd.
I will be on vacation.
All right.
I mean, you can get somebody to replace me, but I will not be here.
We got a joint budget meeting on the 6th.
At what time? You wanna do this one on the 6th before that? I don't know exactly how much time we would need. No problem. How about 7th?
We'll do that.
I can do either. I would recommend not going out any farther than that.
That's another need to start at 8:30 in the morning and go till 3.
I would assume that one could go a little quicker, but
Maybe Thursday afternoon,
On Thursday,
the 9th.
the 9th, what are you thinking, like from 1 forward?
Let me see. Might be better to stay around here about 1:30.
How do you feel about that?
Thursday the 9th at 1:30,
Well, yeah,
we're at 2.
I would say closer to 1. Now, he did say he would be 30 minutes late. I mean, I guess if we have one, but I'd like to start as early in the afternoon as we could.
I'm comfortable with that.
We'll just schedule it for 1, can we do it for 1:30?
Yeah, I mean, it's good for 1 if you want, I guess we wait, like, that doesn't, that's more committee, it's going for work for everybody. Yeah.
Okay, let's do 1:30 on,
I mean, we should all have done our due diligence and go through and have our questions ready.
Chill.
They could be.
so budget for the, it's being considered second draft, I guess, but
Yeah, I'd be actually presenting, this was to make motion for second, this will be presenting the second draft to you.
We'll be able to make changes to that, in that if we want to.
Yeah.
that changes all that for now the commission.
I'd love it if you made them all before then, but yes, you can.
You want to amend that sucker on the commission or something?
Strongly prefer not to.
Thursday the 9th at 1:30.
Thursday, the 9th, Thursday, May the 9th at 1:30 will be the hearing for the second, draft of the budget as presented today. All right, is that all? Who wants to all? Thank you, Gibson. Second, Gillum, all in favor, let it be on the same line.